There's a moment in every spiritual awakening where reality feels like it's fracturing. Friends drift away, familiar places feel foreign, and silence replaces what once felt like home. You're not imagining it. You're experiencing a frequency shift. And in that shift, something profound is happening. You're not losing people, you're losing resonance. The vibration that once held those relationships together has dissolved. But here's the secret. This isn't an ending. It's an initiation. In this video, we journey into the hidden mechanics behind why certain people vanish from your life as your consciousness rises. We decode the vibrational laws that govern human connection, explore the emotional terrain of letting go, and reveal how every loss carves space for something far more aligned. You'll come to see that the soul never abandons, it evolves. And as it does, your tribe, your timeline, and your entire reality will begin to reflect the new frequency you've become. So if you've felt alone, misunderstood, or caught between worlds, this message is for you. You're not broken, you're being refined, and soon you'll find that those who are meant for your frequency are already on their way. It begins subtly. A friend stops calling. A family member feels more like a stranger. Conversations that once flowed like rivers now feel like speaking through fog. And you wonder, what changed? This is the emotional terrain of vibrational separation. It's not rejection in the traditional sense. It's resonance shifting. When one soul begins to ascend in frequency, the emotional tether to those still orbiting lower vibrations begins to stretch and sometimes snap. Many feel this as betrayal, abandonment, or even guilt. But from a metaphysical lens, it's evolution. You're not choosing to walk away from people. You're choosing to walk toward your truest self, and that path has a frequency. Those who cannot or will not match it will gently fall away. Sometimes with drama, often with silence, always with a spiritual echo. The initial reaction is grief, not just for the relationship, but for the version of you that once needed it. There's mourning for shared history, for memories that now feel like they belong to another timeline. This grief is sacred. It marks the burial of a former resonance. The energy has completed its cycle. The contract, energetically, has expired. What's crucial is not to spiral into blame or shame. You didn't outgrow them out of arrogance. You simply attuned yourself to a higher vibration, and that naturally alters the harmonics of your connections. Think of it like tuning a piano. If you're playing in the key of soul evolution, discordant notes can no longer stay unnoticed. The dissonance becomes unbearable. But here's the quiet miracle. The universe doesn't take away what you need. It only removes what you've transcended. And while the emotional body may resist, the soul always knows. This is the clearing. This is the purification that makes space for truth, alignment, and deeper connection. In the unseen architecture of the universe, every being broadcasts a vibrational signal, a living frequency shaped by thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions. This frequency, though invisible to the eye, is profoundly felt. And when two frequencies move out of harmony, they create resistance. This is the law of vibrational incompatibility. It isn't personal, it's physics. When energies are misaligned, the connection starts to feel forced, draining, or even chaotic. This is why some relationships that once felt easy now feel heavy. It's not that anyone has done something wrong. It's that you're no longer vibrating at the same level of consciousness. Perhaps you've begun meditating, healing, questioning reality, or seeking truth. That inner shift creates an outer ripple, and suddenly, small talk feels unbearable, gossip grates your nervous system, and being around certain people leaves you depleted. It's important to understand this through a neutral lens. Just as oil doesn't mix with water, energies of different frequencies naturally repel or slip past each other. It's not about superiority, It's about coherence. You're tuning into a more refined energetic station, and those still broadcasting static won't come through clearly anymore. No judgment, only awareness. This law also explains why forcing a connection out of nostalgia, guilt, or obligation often leads to energetic burnout. When you try to carry others into your new frequency, you'll find yourself drained, misunderstood, or even attacked. Because their subconscious senses the vibrational mismatch, and often it triggers their defense mechanisms. Honoring this law means surrendering the illusion that you can stay in the old world while embodying the new. It's a vibrational paradox. The more you elevate, the more your reality refines itself. You're not losing people, you're losing frequencies that no longer resonate with who you're becoming. At first, it hurts. The silence, the distance, the messages left unread, or the invitations that never come. It can feel like rejection, like loss, like a spiritual exile. But beneath the pain of disconnection lies an extraordinary truth. Losing relationships is often the universe's way of preparing sacred space. It's not punishment, it's preparation, because something greater is coming through. When energy clears, it leaves a vacuum, and the universe abhors a vacuum. Whatever departs from your field is creating an opening for something more aligned, more resonant, more soul-matched. This is the hidden alchemy of spiritual evolution. You're not just losing people, you're shedding energetic skins that no longer fit the frequency of who you're becoming. What makes this transformation so misunderstood is that it rarely feels like a blessing at first. It feels like loneliness. But in that stillness, something profound begins to emerge: clarity. You start to see who you are without their opinions, without their projections, without their noise. And from this clarity, self-sovereignty is born. This is when you realize every departure was a divine mirror cracking, a mirror that once reflected back your old wounds, your old patterns, your old stories. With their absence, you're no longer trapped in the echo chamber of the past. You're free to reimagine yourself through your own frequency, not their outdated perception of you. And here lies the gift. You become a vibrational magnet for the relationships your soul has been calling in. People who don't drain your energy but amplify it. People who feel like home, not because they remind you of the past, but because they align with your future. The gift is not in who left, but in who you now have space to meet. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when reality itself begins to bend. What once felt like a shared path suddenly becomes a fork in the road. Friends, lovers, even family members begin to walk a different direction. Not physically at first, but vibrationally. This is timeline divergence. It's not science fiction. It's the energetic mechanics of free will unfolding through frequency. As consciousness expands, so does the capacity to choose timelines. Timelines are not rigid scripts. They are fluid possibilities, each vibrating at a specific frequency. When your inner world shifts through healing, awakening, or new levels of intention, you move into resonance with a new potential reality. Those who do not shift with you remain on a parallel path, one that can no longer intersect unless frequency alignment is restored. It feels like a glitch at first, a surreal detachment. You may be in the same room, but it's like you're in different dimensions. You speak, but they don't hear you. You feel, but they can't meet you there. It's not just emotional, it's energetic. You've shifted out of their timeline, and they've remained in theirs, and neither is wrong. They're simply tuned to different quantum tracks. What's essential to understand is that this divergence is often preceded by chaos. Fights, misunderstandings, or abrupt endings are not signs of failure. They are vibrational contractions before a split. The ego resists, the soul realigns, and the divergence completes. After that, life starts to feel quieter, then clearer, then aligned in a way it never did before. You may see them again, but it will be in a different capacity, if at all. And if you do, it will be because either you shifted back or they rose to meet you. Timeline divergence is not a final goodbye. It's a recalibration of reality based on the inner evolution of energy. Honor it, trust it, and allow your new path to unfold. Even after someone has faded from your life, their energy can linger like a scent in the air, faint but unforgettable. They appear in dreams, in sudden memories, in déjà vu moments that make you pause. You wonder, if they're gone, why are they still showing up? The answer lies in what mystics call energetic echoes. Just as sound bounces off walls long after the voice is gone, so too does energy ripple through the field even after physical separation. These echoes are not mistakes. They are remnants of shared resonance, fragments of soul contracts and emotional imprints that have not fully cleared. The subconscious mind, which is non-linear and multidimensional, continues to process these frequencies long after the conscious mind has moved on, especially during dream states, where the veil is thinnest. These unresolved energies rise to the surface to be seen, integrated, or finally released. Sometimes these echoes are invitations, not to reconnect in the physical sense, but to complete an energetic loop. Perhaps there's forgiveness left unspoken, a lesson not yet fully embodied, or a belief still tethered to their presence. Dreams become a sacred space for this inner alchemy, where your soul can finish what the ego could not. And then there are echoes that aren't yours. They come from the other person's field because they're thinking of you, feeling your absence, or energetically reaching out. Thought is energy, and all thought seeks resolution. If you feel them without warning, it may not be your longing, but theirs. This is why discernment is key. Tune into the source of the echo before reacting. The presence of these echoes doesn't mean you're stuck. It means your field is refining. Energetic closure is just as important as physical closure, and when those final threads are cleared, whether in a dream, a breathwork session, or a sudden insight, you'll feel it, a lightness, a release, a spaciousness in your heart. That's when you'll know the echo has dissolved and your soul is ready for what's next. In the quantum field, nothing is ever truly fixed. Relationships are not bound by time, they're held by frequency. This means that even if a connection fades, it can be reborn, but only if both souls choose to shift. The great illusion is that endings are permanent, but from a quantum perspective, every moment contains all possibilities, including the recreation of love, connection, and understanding on a new vibrational octave. When a relationship dissolves due to frequency mismatch, it doesn't mean it's over forever. It means the current version of the relationship is no longer energetically sustainable. But if one or both individuals evolve, through healing, awakening, or conscious intent, they can meet again on a higher timeline. This is the beauty of vibrational reality. The door never fully closes. It simply requires resonance to reopen. The key lies in surrendering the old form of the relationship. This is where most get stuck. They want to reconnect, but only through the lens of who they used to be. That keeps the relationship tethered to its past wounds and patterns. True quantum recreation requires both parties to become new beings, to return without carrying the baggage of what was. Sometimes this doesn't happen. Sometimes the other soul chooses a different path, and your higher self gently nudges you to release. But even that release is a choice made from power, not from defeat. You're not letting go out of pain. You're choosing alignment. You're honoring the truth that love cannot be forced into form. It must flow through frequency. And if a reconnection does occur, it's not a continuation, it's a rebirth. Two souls meeting again, not because of who they were, but because of who they've become. This is the essence of quantum love. not static, but ever-evolving. Not clingy, but sovereign, not dependent, but divinely aligned. In the end, every relationship is a mirror, and every mirror, like reality itself, can be rewritten. As the collective energy fluctuates like a cosmic tide, some souls are called not to drift, but to anchor, to hold a stable frequency while the world around them spins in uncertainty. If you felt isolated, overwhelmed, or like you're standing still while others move chaotically, you may be one of them, a frequency anchor, a stabilizer, a lighthouse in the fog of transition. Being a frequency anchor doesn't mean you're better. It means you're chosen by your soul to embody coherence in an incoherent world. When others around you spiral in fear, drama, or disconnection, your task is not to rescue or convince, but to hold, to breathe, to remain energetically aligned. In doing so, your very presence becomes a tuning fork that subtly elevates the environment. But anchoring isn't passive. It requires spiritual stamina. It means tending to your vibration like a sacred flame. Meditating when the world is shouting, saying no when it's easier to say yes, protecting your nervous system, curating your environment, and embodying the frequency of your highest truth consistently, especially when no one is watching. You'll find that people may be drawn to you more than ever, but not always in ways that feel light. Some will try to pull you down unconsciously. Others will project their resistance onto your calm. That's the paradox. The brighter your field, the more it illuminates the shadows around you. Stay neutral, stay grounded, stay sovereign. Ultimately, becoming a frequency anchor is a sacred role in the evolutionary play of consciousness. It's how the new Earth gets stabilized, not through force, but through frequency. Your coherence becomes a beacon. Your energy becomes permission for others to rise. You don't have to fix them, just keep tuning yourself. Because every time you choose alignment over reaction, you make the collective field more harmonious. After the letting go, the silence, and the inner work, something miraculous begins to unfold. You start to notice new people entering your field, people who feel like they've known you forever, though you've just met. Conversations flow. Eye contact feels electric. There's no need to shrink, filter, or explain your path. These are your soul-aligned tribe, and they find you not through effort, but through frequency. This tribe doesn't appear because you chased them. They appear because you became someone new. Your vibration is your invitation, and once it aligns with authenticity, it begins broadcasting like a cosmic beacon. Soul-aligned people pick up on that signal, not always consciously, but unmistakably. You feel magnetized toward each other, like puzzle pieces finding their rightful place. These connections feel different. They are not transactional, they are transformational. There's a shared commitment to truth, to growth, to presence. Challenges may still arise, but they're met with consciousness, not ego. Instead of being drained, you feel expanded. Instead of feeling judged, you feel seen. This is the hallmark of vibrational alignment. One of the greatest signs that your frequency has stabilized is that you stop seeking belonging through compromise. You don't need to fit in, you need to resonate. And when you do, those who match your soul signature appear effortlessly. It's less about quantity, more about depth. One aligned soul can feel more fulfilling than 10 surface-level connections. In truth, your soul-aligned tribe has always existed, but you couldn't see them until you became who you really are. They were waiting, not just for you, but for the version of you that dared to rise. And now, as you stand in your truth, your energy calls them home. Connection is no longer about survival, it's about remembrance. It's about frequency family finding each other across timelines. In the quantum architecture of existence, nothing truly ends. It only transforms. Relationships, like energy, are never lost, only redistributed according to vibration. What you felt as heartbreak may in truth be initiation. Every person who fades away carves a deeper space within you, a temple where only resonance may now enter. And that is not a tragedy. That is sacred evolution. You came here not to hold on to the old, but to embody the new, to rise in frequency, and in doing so, become a living signal for those whose souls remember the same truth. So mourn if you must, but don't resist the release, because on the other side of this shedding is a connection so pure, so effortless, it can only be called soul recognition. Let yourself become the frequency. Let your energy speak louder than words. And soon, you won't need to seek your tribe. They'll find you. They always do. If this awakened something within you, honor that impulse. Like this video, subscribe to the Cosmic Awakening channel, and share this message with those walking the same path.